Okay, you're back with the Passion Fruit Walrus, and we are going to launch an attack on the Protoss over here. And there are some of these caterpillar bloody things, the name of which I can't remember, Reavers maybe? So we want to prioritise destroying them a bit if we can. Because they do a lot of damage with those floaty blue balls of death, and yeah. Like that, for example. Good. Blimey. My troops are just dead now. Oh well. Right, good. Let's send these guys over there to just sort of finish off and reinforce. Get some more hydralisks on the go. Right, good. Okay, so these guys are just down there. They can stay down there for now. Bring that in, and let's bring these guys in. Not enough in either of them, that's a shame. Right, so we can also build a drone, I think, because there's resources there, so we may as well take hold of that. Just put a hatchery up here just to make sure it's ours. And right, once that pylon's gone, I think we'll just send the Zerglings down south. Just to do. Actually, no, I won't. I'll use the queens for the scouting, I think. Rather than just waste Zerglings if they run into a group of enemies. Looks like he's coming to get us. Let's move back up here. Right, let's send this queen down there. And have I got that drone? Yes, I do. Good. Okay, so he can come over here. I'm not sure where he's going to go to set up base. Because yeah, you can't actually place it on this sort of lava-y bit. It has to be on one of the clean bits. So maybe, oh dear, there maybe. Right then. So I think we can move this lot down to attack this position. Send the queen in support. Although the energy's a bit low for her. Oh, she can stay there then for now. This one might be able to do something soon. Right, okay, and let's get some more of these guys. Right, so where's my queen? Here she is. Right, let's bring her in here. 950, good, right. You can kill that thing then, I think. Spot of sniping, nicely done.
Our forces are under attack.
Okie dokie. Oops. Right, so these guys can come down here. Looks like our attack's okay at the moment. Maybe some more Zerglings would be a good idea. Anything else I can build that might be useful? Not right now, no. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'll bring some Zerglings there, and then launch a Zergling plus Hydralisk attack against this point, and then the survivors of this area, assuming there are any, will move in from the other side. Do a bit of a pincer movement. Probably makes it sound a lot more fancy than it is, but never mind. Right, so the guys are there. There's me Zerglings. Get me little Zerglings down there. And then we want more Hydralisks. We always want more Hydralisks, and we shall have them. Right, this slot's nearly empty, so we'll want a couple of Overlords to transport the drones over to a new area to harvest. Still a bit of crystal there. Okay, and the other side. And let's just bring him in as well. So much for my Zerglings. At least they dealt with that thing there. Rather they fought it than the Hydralisks. Right, okay, so we've got a bunch of these guys now, so they can all go in the drones. Not the drones, the overlords even. The drones are going in the overlords. That's the one. Haha. Right. You can go over there, so can you, your little green blob harvester. Or that one even. Alright, so get these guys over here. And they can begin harvesting anew. Let's build a couple of those for the hell of it, I think. Yeah, why not? Right, and get a couple more Hydralisks just to help defend the area. Not that they need to so much. It looks like we're about done. That's the Protoss dealt with. So now I need to get Kerrigan over to the meeting place. Or not.
Where are you, Tassadar? Do your underlings always do your fighting for you?
This shall be our battleground, O Queen. Face me here, and I will defeat you myself.
Okay, so we just bring her in and drop her there. Set these up in good little positions to garrison the crystals. I don't need to, I'm just sort of doing it just because it's sort of what you do. Just build a couple of defences, why not? Right, there he is. Okay, oh, Kerrigan does have the Asanic stuff now.
Are you afraid to face me, Templar?
So long as you continue to be so predictable, O Queen, I need not face you at all. You are your own worst enemy.
Yeah, he says that, but it's kind of stupid because what he really should have done is laid an ambush for her, and actually he did absolutely fuck all and just disappeared. And if I was him, I'd have had like a bunch of like Protoss just hidden there, and they'd all just jump on her. It'd make much more sense. Not very honourable, but more sensible. The Culling, primary hive cluster, planet Char, 1 hour later.
Insufferable Protoss coward. Tassadar cannot evade my wrath forever. I shall find him and cut him.
Kerrigan, Zaz is dead.
Oh, it is a pity that Cerebrants cannot truly be killed. I expect that the Overmind will reincarnate him soon.
No, he will not. The Protoss have devised some new attack. An attack powerful enough to nullify our reincarnation and give pause to the Overmind itself.
So, Tassadar's plan was merely a diversion. I should not have underestimated him so.
Without its master, Zaz's brood has run amok, and even now threatens the hive cluster. Cerebrant, you must eradicate the rampaging brood and stem any further damage it might cause. I shall deal with the Protoss myself.
Okay then, let's go and do it. Murder some Zerg. Right then.
Our forces are under attack.
I seem to remember this being a fairly heavy going one, just because the Zerg are quite tough sort of on their own. They can send in quite a bit at you, but we shall see how it goes. Now, one of the good things about playing Zerg fighting other Zerg is that you can build on the enemy's creep if you can avoid getting murdered in the process. Yeah, there we go. Right, just get out of the way, guys. I want to build my base. For fuck's sake. Right. Fine, use this one. Okay. There we go. And now it is a little bit risky to sort of use up all of those drones on buildings this early on, but we've still got 350 minerals, or 300 minerals, which is enough for 6 drones, so we can just produce them and they'll start gathering and we shall be good. So that's currently the plan. Now there are more Zerg up on a plateau here, and I think there's like a route round to more of them on this side of the map. No, I can't turn these into anything yet. I just sort of thought I'd put them there, and then the creep's bigger than it would be otherwise, so I've got more space to put my buildings when I come to actually build them. We'll just move these up so we've got some sort of detection coverage for any stealthy things. I don't think there's much that will really do stealth. Actually, there's pretty much nothing, but we'll put them up anyway, just sort of professionalism or whatever. I don't think we really need those there. They can just sort of be there, guard that little area from potential air attacks. I'll group them over here, I think, for now. I could divide them up between the two, but if I do that, then they're weaker. They're better for massed firepower than just a few here and there, and I can easily move them back and forth if I need to, so I think I'll be doing that. So we just wait for this boxy hive to build, and then we can start producing little drones, and we also need to kill that hydralisk that seems to be wandering around the place looking to make mischief. Oi, where are you going? Come back here, you bastard. Alright, never mind. Be glad when I've upgraded their speed. They're pretty slow without it. Okay, let's get some crystals harvested. Get harvesting. And one of the advantages of having like a wider creep to start with is that you can sort of space out things a bit better. For example, at some point in the game I will want to have 4 hatcheries or the equivalent around here, and it's quite nice to just arrange them in a neat little square with a bit of a gap between them, because then you can just easily just select all the lava and just mass produce the units like I was doing in the previous level. So being able to sort of put the spawning pool and hydralisk den and things a bit further away, that's kind of helpful. I think there may even be like a small group of Protoss somewhere. I think there might be like a tiny group of them on a plateau over there, but I could be wrong. This is the exciting bit. Always the exciting bit at the start of each one. It might be good if, like with strategy games, they did sort of stop doing this at the start of each level. Like after you've done it a couple of times, then just start with a base that's sort of just about equipped, and then you can just start actually producing units and doing sort of tactical things rather than just staring at drones and watching them build stuff. Or not build stuff necessarily, but they gather stuff. Yeah. Because I mean, if you started with like, I don't know, 1,000 minerals and 500 gas, and you know, a reasonable number of drones and possibly a couple of buildings, then you could just sort of start producing units and actually be active in the game, as it were, moving troops around and things, which is the sort of the more interesting part. Although then again, sort of starting from scratch does mean you can sort of build your base how you want it, so I suppose it's just a question of preference. Right, I think the next one's going to turn into something. Let's start building some buildings now. Yep, we need another 3 of those. In fact, seeing as we've got 300 now, let's get a second hatchery up and increase our ability to sort of produce troops a bit faster. I've got a decent number of hydralisks at the moment, but I remember that the Zerg attacks can be fairly strong in this area. I could be wrong, but I think they are, so best to be as prepared for it as we can be. Right then, let's start with the spawning pool. By there, I think. Let's do him on gas. Still need 3 for the minerals and 2 for gas. Yeah, there is a lot of waiting around in these kind of games, or at least in this game. But then I suppose the same is true in quite a few of the others. Yeah, I'd say possibly like in Dawn of War as well, you're still sort of waiting around in some of the missions before you can really do very much. Although, that one I think you can be sort of active in combat a bit faster than you can with this. But there are a couple of missions where you can't. There's a couple of them, especially when you basically you fight against different races in Dawn of War, and when you get to like their it's not really a boss, but it's like the sort of the final area. Often you can't really go very far into it before you meet really strong resistance, so you have to actually build up your troops before you go exploring. No, he's going to become a hydralisk den, I think. Yeah. You can go and gather gas though, and I think we'll have a couple more for a few more buildings. And we need more overlords, of course. Always need more bloody overlords. Right. Okay, so I think I'm going to pop a spore colony in the middle of my sort of hatchery area, just because why not, and possibly just sort of provide some extra detection. Not that I particularly need it at the moment, but why not? So we'll stick an evolution chamber over there. Right, let's send these guys out to scout, I think. Right. Let's see. Pop a couple of these around the back, just so there's a coverage. Right, so that's the base on the plateau, and we've got some hidden fucker down there. Right. So now we start producing hydralisks, and once we've got a squad or two, we can start heading out. Need to get them upgraded as well. Come on, 100. I want to get them faster. Good. Get this up. Well, mutated. That's the word. Mutates. It's a little mutator. Okay, so I've got 12 guarding that point. We'll move 12 over here and then maybe go up and see what that little creature was. Well, it's probably a Zergling, but yeah, go and deal with it and see what else is there. Oh good, I need more minerals. I always need more bloody minerals. Okay.
We require more minerals.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll have... we've only got one little ramp up here, I think, at the moment. So I think we'll want to like a group of 12 Zerglings to sort of occupy these sunken colonies, then 1 or 2 squads of Hydralisks to follow them up, and that would be a good start. Right, another. There we go. So that should be my squad of Zerglings. Good, and that should be my Hydralisks evolved. Yep, and do them the spines as well. Increase the range. It's always good. Right. Okay, so let's move them here, sort of ready for the attack. How many more do we need here? We've got 6, and we've got 3 or 4 growing. Just 3, I think. Oh, is there the bloody overlords? Right, okay. In fact, I might just send them out for a little peek. While the overlords are growing. Okay. Send him over there then, and move one of them up here, I think. Or maybe I'll have one up here. Right, so a few more. I lost a Zergling. Build a new one. Right. Okay, things are getting a bit busier now. That's good. Right, let's send an overlord over here just to reveal this area because I'm not sure what's there. Okay. I wonder if I can do it with one squad. Right then, I think we'll leave it there. So in the next part we will attack the enemy base on the left and continue exploring on the right. So thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.